Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Apothecary Diaries Season 2 episode number 10 reaction. Alright, the previous episode we get to the bottom of the mystery that was surrounding the previous emperor's death. Basically the reason why the body remained fresh is because of the pigment that he used in the color. It actually is obviously poisonous to your body, but not only that, in an ironical way, after like your death, it kind of also acts like as a preservative. So since he was using the paint throughout his life, it went into his body, seeped into his body in such a way that he died eventually, but after his death, it also kind of kept his body fresh even after, even though it was left along for a long time. So that was the big mystery behind it, why it was like that. Mama solved it, and we get to know a little bit about the Empress Dowager's backstory, her past, like all that stuff we had. And yeah, like there you go. So the mystery is solved. And yeah, let's see what happens today. Let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's get started. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Mm. Oh, what? Haku Koku Sekyu. Yeah, the triplets. They knew each other. Yeah. Ah. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, no, Haku. Come on. She literally just said that. Yes, thank you. Haku means white, right? Right. Oh my god. Wow. Damn. Oh god, they're gonna trip. Yeah, she made like a whole um damn. Wow. Okay, she's nest ghost story. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. Nice. Hmm. Yeah. She brought quite a few new ladies in waiting, so I'm off to the shit. Oh boy. Well, she's a bit, she has special circumstances. Okay, I guess they don't know she makes medicine. The new ladies in waiting. She's speaking. Uh, mm, what? Okay. What? Oh no, this is. she's Yes, some kind of a. Okay. Are you sure about that? I guess. What? Oh, they're going to like a water, like a lake or something? No, it's a house. What the? Oh, the title of today's episode, Ghost Story. It's a. All right. Yeah, this is like a haunted house experience. That's why she said it's going to get chilly. Hmm. Hmm. Uh. Oh, what? What in the hell is going on here? Are they going to share ghost stories or something? What? Yep, I knew it. As soon as I saw them like sitting in a circle, I knew that was going to happen. 13 tails. Oh, damn. Damn! Hey, calm down. That's what she. Yeah, I was gonna say. That's why she brought her with her. Hey, what? Oh, as soon as you complete the story, you. Okay, take out the candle. Yeah. Damn, so it'll be pitch dark at the end. Hmm. Does Mama have anything good to share? Hopefully. Oh wait, what? Yeah, you're here. Oh God. Wait, is that? Hmm. Hmm. Damn. Damn. Whoa. Maybe the stuff are poisonous. Huh. It's I probably has something to do with the food that they ate. I don't know. Oh, she's a. Hmm. Damn, the dude is like not happy about that at all. Hmm. Okay. What? Okay. Damn. Yeah. Oh my God. You cannot see him. You cannot because he's chanting the sutra. Hmm. Oh my God. Okay, these guys are demons. That's why they cannot see him since he's chanting the sutra. Ah! Oh my God. You probably would have waited up until it was dawn. Wings of insect. Oh, damn, that was. I was gonna say, keep doing it until dawn. Hmm. Wait, she. Wait. Okay, you know what? Before saying anything and being extremely wrong, I'm gonna check something later on. What the? Hello? What? Yeah? Oh my, that was the worst one out of all. Whoa, okay. Alright, now it gets horror. Bruh. Hello? Um, okay, so we didn't get to hear her story. Hmm. Oh no. She's falling asleep. Oh my god, right. Why is everyone feeling asleep? Is there something in the. Yeah, there's something in the. Yeah, I was gonna say something in the. What the hell? These guys. This snake is trying to kill us? Oh. Oh, it's asphyxiation, right? Is that why? Yeah, because of lack of oxygen, they're feeling sleepy. Yeah. What the hell? Oh, it's her. She's the person in question. You know the story that she was saying. Where did you take me to? This. What? Oh, the. Yeah. Yeah, it's the. I was gonna say. They were eating that because they couldn't get any food. They were sneaking out and eating that every day. Yep. It's pretty obvious. Yep. Forbidden, yeah. Hmm. And after they got ostracized, they even went more to. Yeah. And they ate it little by little, got sick and died. Moonlight mushroom. Ah. Oh, okay, that's why. Yeah, okay. They would die eventually. She was probably trying to warn them, but she died before that. Oh, okay, I guess she didn't realize that those were poisonous. Oh, oh, damn. Oh, that's why. Okay, wow. Makes sense. Right. New. Well, right. Yep. Yep. Well. Oh God. She's like, I'm never going there. Yeah, like I said, she was talking about herself. The person in the end who was never able to go out. It was her. Yeah, that might be true as well because, that is a possibility, someone like, 13. Okay, why did she say 13? Yeah, so there was. Oh, that's why 13. Right. Oh boy. Right. What's happening here? What? Right. Okay, that was an interesting episode. It had a bit of horror in it and a little bit of indication, or I guess you could say, like in the end, we were like, oh, maybe this was someone who, like, like some human who was posing as this mysterious entity and doing this on behalf. Because, like, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. Like, if that lady who was there wasn't really a ghost or anything, but it was actually like someone who was trying to take. But then why would that person even try to take the lives of so many of the ladies in waiting? It makes no sense. Like, why would they do that? Unless, I don't know. But yeah, I was going to say maybe someone did this to, to enact revenge on. But yeah, like I said, then again, why? Like, so many of them. If she was targeting someone in particular, it would make sense. But there were like 12 of them, 11 excluding her, I guess. Hmm. Okay, that was it. That was today's episode. Okay, so today's episode was a bit different. We had like a little ghost story session, and yeah, it was very interesting. I really liked today's episode because I don't know, I just liked listening to the ghost stories, even though we didn't hear all of them. But the ones that they said were kind of interesting. And Mama also kind of deduced one of them, the one where the kid and the mother went to the forest. That one. She also deduced that. Okay, one thing. I think they implied something here in when they were showing. See, wait a minute. She said that her side profile. Let me check. Why does she look familiar? Okay, I said that I'm going to check something unless I'm extremely wrong. Um, I'm going to do that and then I'm going to talk because if I don't want to be wrong. I'm going to pull up a picture and see something. I'm not going in the wiki page because oh my god. Yes, she's Lolan. I immediately, as soon as I saw her face and her eyes like that, I was like, that looks like Lolan so much. Especially the way her eyes kind of softened. While she was like blowing off the candle. She usually her eyes are like wide open. She's always like, oh yes, like kind of very like excited and everything. And that time is the only time when her eyes kind of like like when she was blowing it out and Mama was looking from a side profile, that was the only time when her eyes like went a little bit smaller and a little bit like like slimmer. It went yeah, and exactly the way she was looking was, I was like, yeah, this reminds me of Lolan because whenever we see Lolan, she's always looking like that, uninterested, bored, like focusing on something else completely, you know and that is that eye. And immediately I was like, I'm not going to make a fool of myself and say anything before I check Lolan's eyes. And here I brought up a picture of Lolan and I'm focusing on her eyes. Let me see properly. Let me focus on her eyes. Just a minute. Yep, that is the exact same eyes. Well, mystery solved. Wow, crazy. So she has been posing as a okay, you know what? I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I'm wrong. Like, I don't know, man. Like maybe this is like Lona's twin sister or something. I don't know. So, unless and until it is actually like explicitly said that oh, this is Lola, I'm not going to really like, but I'm like 80% sure that is Lola. So, if that is actually Lola, that would mean she is actually going outside like probably just like to hang out with other people. She's like bored in the like uh, she's just bored over there, so I'm guessing it's like in her free time but then the question is, if she's like it's not only at night that she's outside, she's also outside in the morning and the evening. You've seen her, so my question is, the fact that she's not only out at night means like if she's out in the morning or the evening, where like who's supposed to be posing as Lolan in the in the palace, in her palace, not palace, what do you call that, her place, I forgot the name of the place, her pavilion, yeah, pavilion, who is there at that time? Is there a body double she has that is posing as her when she's like out about playing around, catching I don't know, bugs, and like just having fun, I guess. Yeah, there must be a body double. Otherwise, it makes no sense. If it was only at night that she comes out, I would probably say something like, "Oh, like she is like acting as if she went to sleep and then she sneaks out." But no, you've seen her in morning, in evening as well. I remember that time when she was like in the rare part and she was like getting bugs or something. There was also that part where she was teaching, like she was along with what's her name, Mao Mao's friend, the girl who started reading and writing, that girl. Zhao, I forgot her name. That girl. She was with her as well in the in the morning time. So where is she at that time? Who is posing as her during that time that she's outside? She must have a body double who knows about this whole situation and helping her out. Wow, that was interesting. I Yeah. As soon as I saw her side profile, I was like, yeah, that must be Lolan. Again, like I said, I'm 80% sure. I'm not going to say 100% unless and until they actually reveal something along those lines. Maybe something else is going on. Like I said, this might not be Lolan, but be like her twin sister or something who also snuck in along with her, and they're like switching, like that little story that you heard. Oh, wait a minute, maybe. No, no, no. I don't think that has any connection to this one. Yeah, that was different. Okay, never mind. That little story we heard, that where the twins were like switching and everything. Maybe it's something like that. Who knows? So I'm not going to say this is Lolan unless and until they confirm it. But I'm like 80% sure this is Lolan. Because the thing is, this show, like, she has too less amount of information in this show. She has been introduced in the previous season when Aldu left. So from that point onwards, we barely know anything about her. Even the other girl, I forgot her name. The other girl. We know quite a bit about Gyokyo and Lihua, but the other girl, the other one, the one who was being harassed by her own ladies in waiting. That girl. I forgot her name. We also know a little bit about her. From the previous season, from season one. Lolan is the only character here who we barely have any information about. We barely see her at all. She's like an enigma, So it would make sense that she actually is a part of the story, and we just don't know. Like, we have been seeing her, and now it has been revealed, kind of, that it must be her. You know what? I'll keep this in mind. Yeah, that is. I'm 80% sure that is Lolan. Um, wow, that is that is a crazy revelation. I think. Yeah. Damn. You know what? I think, like, another thing that kind of helped is, like, to kind of recognize her is the fact her, she was wearing the thing, the covering on her head. You cannot properly see her hair. So I don't know. I guess, like, just focusing on her face made it more apparent that this is actually Lolan. I don't know, but yeah, the biggest giveaway was Mao Mao saying that, wait a minute, I feel like I've seen this person before. That's number one. And number two, like, her eyes, when it went a little bit smaller than it usually goes. The same way she looks at everything when she's bored, uninterested, when she was like blowing out the candle. That's how her eyes went a little bit, and it was a big giveaway. Immediately you can say that, yeah, this looks like Lolan. Okay. Anyways, right, that was that. Now that I am, not, I'm not 100%. Like I said, I'm 80% sure. But now that I'm actually kind of convinced that this is Lolan, yeah, let's talk about the other stuff. So today's episode, I guess nothing much to discuss because they were like just telling stories. But the big mystery in this today's episode is who was the lady at the end. Like, who was telling the stories to them. And as they reveal that this lady apparently passed away, I think, like, they said, like, last month or something, or was it last week? And apparently someone new was supposed to come, but obviously they had no idea, like, what's her name? Zhao? No. Like, the lady in waiting, Mao Mao's, the one who went with Mao Mao. What's her name? I cannot find it. Anyways, but she didn't know about that. She went there along with all the other ladies in waiting who went there, and just sat down. And yeah, so that kind of tells in the end that maybe, like, a actual haunted experience, or this was someone posing as her, trying to, I don't know, fulfill some kind of agenda, and they, like, left as soon as they realized that they cannot do anything. They left. Okay, another thing that they did today, I thought that she put something in the fire and the fumes were making them, like, some kind of a some kind of I don't know, like something, some fumes which are going to make them like like unconscious or something. That's what I thought is going to happen. But then I realized it's not that. It's just asphyxiation. I'm pretty sure. Because it was Mama was multiple times saying that it's very hot, it's stuffy here, you know, and and I guess it took a while for Mama to clock that. Wait a minute, this is not good because the fire was a little bit like burning a little bit, and oh, okay, wait a minute. I think I realized what happened here. The reason why Mama, because I was thinking, why did Mama not clock this at the very beginning? Because Mama's intelligent and she knows about these type of things, um, like asphyxiation and all these things. She knows. She does medicine. So I was thinking, why did she not clock that? I think the firewood at the beginning wasn't lit. It wasn't lit, right? The more and more they were throwing in the candles, they're blowing out the candles and throwing them in, I think the little candle, little by little, kind of ignited the firewood. You know what? Let me check. Yeah, you can see at the very beginning the firewood has little amount of like flame. No, not even flame. It's just a little bit charred and and it's a little bit burning. Not that much, not enough to make fumes. you know so more and more the girls were putting in, taking out the candles and putting in it. Like, obviously they were taking out the candles, but they were also putting that in, and that little amount of ember that was left on the candle, I think, was igniting the firewood little by little. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's what happened. So since there were like 12 candles or something, more and more they put in the candles, the more and more that little ember became more and more prominent, and eventually you can see the flame is pretty high. It's actually like burning enough to make fumes. So Mama didn't clock it because at the beginning, the the firewood or whatever that was didn't have enough flame to it to make fumes. So Mama didn't really think anything about it, but in the end she realized, she realized that, wait a minute, why am I feeling sleepy? And then she looks at the firewood pit and realizes that it's actually burning, making fumes. She realized that it's like asphyxiation and probably like carbon monoxide poisoning or something was going on. And immediately, and the whole room was the windows were kind of closed and everything. And if it's like a stuffy room, there are like 11 or 12 of them, everyone's breathing in, and with the fumes, I guess the amount of oxygen they started intaking became lesser and lesser, and that's why they were feeling sleepy. So if this continued, all of them would have fell down here immediately, fallen asleep, gone unconscious, and eventually died, every single one of them. But Mama realized that in the end, and she went and opened the window. I don't think they kind of explained here what happened, because you can see Mama opened the window and she says like, no wonder I was getting dizzy. Move the unconscious ladies near the doors and the windows. What's wrong? Smoldering fire is filling with bad air. Yeah, okay, yeah, there you go. She explains it. Okay. Okay, wait a minute. Her name is Yunha. Okay. The girl, Mama's friend, lady in waiting, Yunha. Okay, I need to remember. I'll probably forget. But yeah, Yunha. So she says, yeah, this it's filling it with bad air. So obviously she cannot really. I'm not even sure if like the term carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide was coined back then. Like, this is quite an old, it's happening quite a long time ago. I'm not sure if those terms were even. Wait a minute, when was. Wait a minute, carbon dioxide date name. No, I'm sure it's it's obviously it's very recent that people actually coined terms for them. But back then, I'm assuming there wasn't any concrete name for them, so I guess they used to call them like bad air or something like that. they had something to, like, so obviously Mama knows about the concept, but to make the others properly understand what's going on, she said bad air. Obviously, what she meant was the amount of oxygen is decreasing, so bring them outside. So they, come back to consciousness again. Anyways, right. But yeah, that part was pretty interesting where the lady in the end, she was like literally telling her story, it seemed. And in the end, she was like, oh, it's your turn now. And, the mystery, which was Mama thinking. Mama was like, why are they, she's saying 13? There's 12 of us, along with including her. So what's going on? So in the end, we get to know the 13th story was actually going to become them. Like they would become the 13 ghost stories, because they would die here, and that would become a ghost story and be like, oh, like like yeah, that would be the 13th story. So yeah, that was what the lady was trying to do. But then again, like I said, who knows what this was? It seemed like a supernatural experience, but maybe there was someone doing this, deliberately trying to kill them all. But then the question would be why? Why would they even try to do this? Like, I could understand if they were trying to single out one person, but there's like 12 of 11 of them. Why would someone even want to do that? Like, like that's the question. Also, Mama, it has nothing to do with any of this. She was just brought in along with, so it's not as if like she just, like, like if this was someone posing as the ghost trying to kill, like, them, like, again, motive, I'm not sure what the motive would be, like why so many people at the same time, would make no sense. So yeah, I'm not sure. Anyways, for now, let's just think about this as like a little supernatural ghost experience. Maybe in the future, because this show does this sometimes, maybe in the future it'll be revealed like by something, and that'll connect here, and we'll realize like, oh, this is what happened, this is why this happened. Sometimes that, this show does that, so I wouldn't be surprised if in a later mystery we actually get an answer to today's mysterious phenomenon. Let's wait and see. Anyways, yeah, so there you go. Now, talking about the ghost stories. Oh, before the ghost stories, let me talk about something. First and foremost, we have the three ladies in waiting, new ladies in waiting. Haku, um, wait. What was? I forgot their name. The only character I remember is Haku. Wait a minute. Okay. New ladies in waiting joined the Jade Pavilion. All sisters. Haku, Koku, Sekyu. Okay, Haku, Koku, Sekyu. Now it seemed like, I'm not really sure what exactly happened here. It seemed like Haku is observing Mao Mao. Like, the other two are kind of, you can see the other two are kind of like, not really like questioning, and they're like, oh, why is like this girl, living in a shed? Like, shouldn't she stay here with, like when she's closer to Gokyo, like all that stuff they're kind of asking. Haku's the only one you can see who, I don't know, like she was like kind of looking at Mama and kind of observing her throughout the whole, without saying anything. I guess Mama was the one who kind of got her name wrong. Maybe that's why, but I'm not sure. But I think like it's probably because, you can see that scene where Yingha, wait, that was her name? Maybe I'm making a mistake again. The lady in waiting with Mao Mao. She was like, trying to bring Mao Mao out of that shed. That scene is witnessed by the three sisters. And you can see Honyan's like pissed, and she's like, "Oh, what are you doing? Come here!" Like, drags them away. And I'm assuming that is Haku in the end, who was like, the other two sisters are talking with each other, and they're like, "Oh, what the hell?" Like, No, they were not talking. They were like looking at them. But Haku is the only one. I think that is Haku. I'm not sure. Again, I also cannot distinguish between them at this point. She's the one who was kind of looking at them, and they kind of gave a close up of her face. I don't know why they did that. So there's something going on in her head. I am assuming she's thinking maybe like, like the fact that Gyokyo and, like her ladies in waiting are so free with each other. It's not like a employee employer type of relationship. They're more like family. Maybe that kind of surprised her. Is that why She was looking at them like that. Because immediately in the next scene you can see Gyokyo being like, oh, you can stay there, but at least at night come and sleep here. And then Mama herself says like, these are good employers or something like that, she says. Okay, where's that part? Yeah, they're such good bosses. There you go. So maybe that was what was bothering her. Maybe she was surprised seeing how they're so free with each other, even though Gyokyo is supposed to be someone who is kind of at a higher position, but they're more like, they don't have that type of a thing with among them. Even with the ladies in waiting, there's no hierarchy or something. Anyways, but yeah, something is up with, because the other two sisters, they're like, oh, Yuha-san, like, why does Mama not live here? Why does Mama go in the shed? That's a bit weird. And they were kind of asking these questions, but I think Haku is the only one who was like keeping quiet and observing. So I don't know if this is like something significant. We'll get to know why she was doing that. Now there's another thing I need to check here. Did one of the sisters actually sneak out at night? Let me look at their face, because when they were telling the stories, one of the girls, I felt like it was one of the sisters. Wait a minute. Let me look at their face first properly. Okay, so right, okay. Then later on, that girl who was telling, I think, the story of the forest. Is it that girl? Wait a minute, let me check. The one that I felt had a resemblance to. Okay, never mind, I'm wrong. Yeah, I don't think that's her. Her hairstyle is different. Like, I don't know, I looked at her face and her, the girl who was telling the story from the about the forest, the poison mushroom, that one. I thought maybe this was one of the sisters, but now that I'm looking at their hairstyle, the hairstyle is different. Number one, I think. Let me check. Is it different? I have no idea. Anyways, you know what? Whatever. If it is one of them, it'll be revealed later. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought her face seemed familiar. Anyways, right. Okay, so yeah, those three ladies in waiting. That was another thing that I wanted to talk about. Now, the other thing that I want to talk about here are the different stories. So they had like a few really good stories. First and foremost, we had the story with the oh, the the one with the person in the water. Mama said this seems familiar. This is like that story, right? Where in season one when we had the I don't know. Anyways, so then we had the other lady with the story about the forest, and they were ostracized. That was the one which Mama deduced, if you remember. Then we also had the story from what's her name? Shisui, yeah, who who talked about the monk, with that one's pretty, like crazy. Even Mama was like, damn, what the hell? It was pretty, yeah. And that is where, in the time when Mama saw and realized, like, wait a minute, she seems like a completely different person. Wait a minute, now that I'm looking at her side profile, she seems familiar, but I don't know who she is. Yeah, and I was like, immediately, this is Lolan, yeah. But I didn't say anything at that time because I was like, nah, man, this show has a lot of mysteries and stuff. I need to confirm it first, because if I said that, like, I don't know, if I was wrong, that would be embarrassing. But yeah, then I went and looked at Lolan's face properly, checked Google, looked at her eyes, and I'm like, yep, that's her. That is definitely her. 80% sure. I'm 80% sure that's her. Right. Anyways, then we had Mama's friend, the lady in waiting. Her story, which probably wasn't that good. They just completely skipped over it. Oh, Mama story as well we had, which was kind of weird. Again, she didn't really have anything. Like she was like, oh, there was a light, and oh, it turns out it was a grave robber. But the main horror part comes after that, where she explains how that grave robber went and took out the graves and like harvested them for body parts and organs, and they were like, "Stop, enough! It's too damn realistic, man. We have to listen to horror stories, not realistic depictions of what like yeah." I knew Mama would say something like that because for Mao Mao, like she's more of the logical type, so any type of like mystery and any type of like ghost story type of things, she would try to get to the bottom of it, and she would have like an reasoning for that at the end. And that's why I knew it would be something like that, that is logical, and that has an answer to it, unlike all the other ghost stories, which are all a mystery. Yeah. And obviously then we have the final story where the lady literally tried to kill all of them. And yeah, now Mama also, like I said, he she kind of deduced the whole mountain, like like the whole um, forbidden forest story. So I understood, and I could I can deduce half of it. The half being that I was like, oh, maybe they were, because they were ostracized, and the boy showed the mother that, oh, look, I found some mushrooms in the forest, there's a lot of food there. After being ostracized, since they couldn't get food from the villagers, they went at night to get the mushrooms and stuff, and they ate that. They kept eating it. It was probably poisonous, and the poison wasn't really potent in that sense, but it was a gradual poison. Little by little would probably kill them in the end. That I was able to deduce. I was like, yeah, it's probably something like that, which matches up with it. But there's a few things that I wasn't able to deduce. Number one is the fact that the whole green smoke, like like spirit thing that goes into their room. Apparently, that was because of as Mama says, because of the luminescent, like the mushrooms. It glows at night, you know and that is why it was. And like in the darkness, people couldn't see the person, but they could see the glow from a distance, and they felt like, oh, there's like a green glow going inside their room. um and the other part, which I couldn't really deduce, but now that I'm thinking about it, it's pretty damn obvious, is what the mother was trying to say in the end. I thought the mother was trying to say something like, oh, beware of the mushrooms in the but now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, why would she do that? She hates the people here. She wouldn't try to warn them. She would probably try to do the opposite, and that's what she was trying to do in the end. You know, yeah, and that I didn't think about it. I was like, oh, she was trying to warn them, but no, it would make no sense. Why would she want to warn them? Because these same villagers literally ostracized them and almost killed them. Not almost, they were going to kill them. Like they were going to starve to death over there. That's why they had to go to the forest to get stuff. So yeah, that is the other part of the mystery that I didn't understand, and they kind of said it to us. That's when it clicked. Right. Okay. And yeah, as we see in the end, the story of the final story was actually connected to the real life experience of that person, and it seemed like that's like a ghost story, like the literal spirit of that person probably came. It seemed like it came and did that. But like I said, this show has a lot of, like like these type of mysteries. Whenever it comes, this show tends to actually explain it in the end, and maybe in the future episodes. So I wouldn't be surprised if in one of the future episodes this episode gets brought up and we get an answer to this mysterious phenomenon at the end. Who was this person? Was this really a ghost, or was this someone trying to take like some kind of a revenge against, something like that? Anyways, yeah. And in the end, we had that scene with Jinshi. I don't know what that was. Like, he was like drinking and put the thing in the moonlight. Yeah, and then we have Mao Mao sleeping together with her because, that girl, because she was afraid. Oh boy. Anyways, yeah, and there you go. That was today's episode. So the main thing in today's episode, like I said, I'm 80% sure Shisui is Lola. Her name is Lolan, right? Wait a minute. Am I making a mistake? Lola. Yeah, Lolan, that's her name. Right. So, like I said, 80% sure that's her. But unless and until the show in itself makes it pretty apparent or reveals it entirely, I will not say I'm 100% sure. 80% sure for now. Let's wait and see. Because now that they have brought this up, I'm sure we'll get to the bottom of this mystery eventually. Um, okay, that was that. That was my reaction to today's episode, my overall impressions. I think I discussed most of the stuff, but let me just go through the episode scene by scene to see if I missed any important part to discuss. The first scene was the introduction to those three sisters, and when Mao Mao makes a mistake. They're apparently from the same hometown, and Mama was like, okay, so Gyokyo-sama is bringing in people from the same hometown. It's good because there will be a less attempt at assassinations and stuff because of that. Okay, so when she makes a mistake at Haku's name, she says that don't worry, from now on we'll all wear headbands that match the colors in our name. So Haku, I know Haku means white. Sekyu and Koku. What does Koku mean? Koku dark? So she's going to wear like a dark headband, like a deep blue or a deep brown or black hairband. Maybe she's going to wear something like that. Koku means dark, right? I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. Sekyu. What does Seki mean? Sekyu. Okay, I don't know. But the only color I could understand is Haku. Haku means white. So Haku is probably going to wear a white headband, and the others will wear some different color headband. We'll see. Maybe we'll get to see next episode. Okay, and then we had that scene where like that girl was trying to bring Mama out of the shed. Hongyang comes in and hits them, pops them in there, and she's like, "Come with me." And you can see the sisters were looking at that. Like I said, I think there's a significance here because one of the sisters was kind of being focused on. So I think there's something going on which we'll get to know later here. But yeah, but what I think is like maybe she was surprised at the fact that how these people are so free with each other because yeah, they're more like family instead of employer employee kind of relationship. Anyway, Gokyo gives her permission to stay in the shed, but said that come here at night to sleep. Yeah, Mama here says that the reason why they brought in more people because number one, since Gokyo is pregnant, they'll need more people to help. Number two, Lolan has brought in more people, more ladies in waiting, so they're trying to match that a little bit. Okay, next we get to see Mao Mao, was like kind of making medicine. Yeah, Yingha comes in and it's like looking at her. Mama was like, I know she's trying to help me out, so like yeah, maybe I should like properly apologize to her. And she goes and she's like, oh, I'm sorry, yeah, in front of the new people, I shouldn't have done that. And then Yingha's like, okay, so if you're really sorry, come with me at night. And she drags her to the place, the haunted house place. Not haunted house, but that place. And this lady comes in, greets them. They sit down in a circle. As soon as they sat down in a circle with the candles, I was like, "Yep, this is a ghost story session." Because every single like anime or visual novel you could say I've read and watched, as soon as they go into like an abandoned place with no lights, and they like sit in a round circle, it's ghost story exchange time. And that's what happens. Right. And yeah, and then they start talking about the 13 ghost stories or whatever. Obviously, Mama's like, what 13? There's 12 of us. Like, what's going on? Anyways, they start the stories and we get to know the different stories. Okay, you actually brought Mama here because she's afraid to listen to all of these on her own. And then we have the other ladies telling the stories. I'm just going to skip past the stories because I talked about them, in the discussion section. So like the first story was the whole person in the water, that one. And the second story was while they were telling the stories, Mama realizes that Shisu's actually beside her, and then the second story was like the forbidden forest story, which the answer to it we get to know in the end. Mama was like, oh, so that's what happened, and she's like, wait, you understand what's going on? And she's like, yeah, I'll tell you later, at the end. And then we have Shisui telling her story about the monk. That was actually pretty damn interesting. You know, like it seems apparently like the lady and her husband, I'm guessing, were like some kind of demons. They were like they brought in people to eat them, but the monk was chanting a sutra, so they couldn't see him or detect him. So he kept chanting a sutra up until the end. Oh no, wait, sorry, not the husband. The husband was a person, I think, right? And I think the woman ate him. That's what it seemed like. You know, yeah, she comes in, tries to find the monk, couldn't find him, goes out. Yeah, so she goes. I think she ate her husband. He's not here. He's not here. I have to find him. Otherwise, I have to take you instead. Yeah, so I think she ate her own husband or something like that. Anyways, so yeah, the monk then stops after the munching sound stops, goes outside, sees the whole thing, again goes back, starts chanting sutras up until the dawn. Um, yeah, and there you go. That was that. And this is where Mama realizes her site profile looks familiar and she looks like a completely different person. And like I said, I'm pretty sure that is Lolan, 80% sure. Especially her eyes, the way her eyes kind of squinted at that time, it seemed as if she, the same way Lolan's eyes are when she's like literally uninterested in anything, bored, and just, completely focusing at something else. You know, instead of what it is in front of her eyes. That's exactly how her eyes seemed like that. And I was immediately like, yep, this must be Lolan. Either way, that was that. And then we have Mao Mao telling her story, which had an explanation to it at the end. And then she tells everyone the horror, that true horror, that is what this guy was trying to do. He was a grave robber. He was trying to harvest human livers. And yeah, she was like, stop, don't, no need to go any further. After that, Yoon has says some kind of a story which is just completely skipped because it probably wasn't that scary. And then we have the final lady telling the story about this person, like these, not person, but these girls that were brought in the, in this place. And they were barred from leaving the house, the place, and and she was telling her story, and little by little Mama realized that she's feeling sleepy. She's like, what is going on? And then she looks at the flame and she sees that it's actually burning. It's actually, the fumes are coming out, and immediately she realizes what's going on. It's carbon monoxide poisoning, something along those lines, asphyxiation, something like that. She goes, opens the window, and she's like immediately like, come bring everyone over here. And the court lady just disappeared after that. And yeah, after that, Shisui asks Amama about the explanation, about the deduction of the story, the Forbidden Forest. And Mama says, like back then, probably people went there, ate the mushrooms, fell sick, and they probably told everyone, oh, don't eat the mushrooms. And more time went, it became like from don't eat the mushrooms to don't go into the forest. It's cursed or forbidden. And that is what happened. That is the root of the legend. The boy went and brought some like stuff. Someone saw them, outcasted them. So every single night they went out to get mushroom from there. Ate the mushroom, not realizing they were poisonous. Obviously, it didn't kill them immediately. Little by little, it affected them. They fell to their death. And the woman at the end, trying to enact revenge on everyone, tried to say something along the lines of, oh, the mushrooms are quite good over there. Yeah. Oh, and the green thing was the luminescent mushroom, which everyone thought that it was like a spirit or something. Anyways, so after that we have like Yoonha being like, oh, wait, that was, as soon as we know the trick behind it, that was not scary at all. And then the scary part comes in where Hongyan tells them that, oh, apparently this person died and a replacement is supposed to come. So right, you was like, Mama, please stay with me at night. I cannot sleep otherwise. Okay, so Mama's deduction here, not deduction because it was pretty obvious at the end. She says that the girls. Okay, no, wait a minute. The girls that spent their days in the rare palace was barred from leaving. Okay, that court lady's story was her own experience. There you go. Or is it a prank pulled by someone in the know? Yeah, right. And the mystery about the 13 story is like they were going to become the story, so that would make it 13. So that was what was going on. Anyways, in the end, Lin has like Ying, she goes and sleeps with Mao Mao, just completely like just smothering her and making sure that Mao Mao doesn't get any sleep. And later on, we see what's his name, Jinshi, drinking, I think, and he puts like the cup in the moonlight. Okay, right. Yeah, and that is where it ended. Okay, that was a good episode. I really enjoyed it because the stories and everything. And like I said, if this was really the episode where they kind of like hint that Lolan is actually like like Shitsu is actually her, then a lot of things we'll have to think about here. First of all, like I said, there must be a body double who's acting. And because it's not at night only, she comes out at morning, evening, anytime. She's just out and about doing her own thing. Who is there in her position if she's actually supposed to be Lola? So there must be a body double, who's like there, and she's probably, this body double is very much trusted, and that's why she kind of like like I guess gives her the responsibility. And not really sure why but I guess she just wants to get out of that oppressive environment and just like just prance around, play around in the outside. That's why she's doing all of this. But yeah, that's very interesting, because the one girl we didn't have much information about, if it is actually true that Shizu is Lolam, then it'll answer a lot of questions about her and as a character, because even though we don't know much about Lolam, we know a lot about her. Not a lot, but a little bit about her, what type of person she is and everything. Because like I said, I feel like up until now the amount of information we've gotten on Lolan is barely nothing, which always like kind of made me think that, oh, she's pretty important, maybe there'll be some kind of revelation regarding her. And now we have this, so I think I'm correct, 80% sure. But anyways, that's like the big thing to take from this episode. Other than that, the stories were pretty interesting. I enjoyed this. It's interesting to see the characters tell the stories, and and the little twist in the end. That is it. That was my reaction to episode number 10 of Apothecary Diaries Season 2. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed, comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That is it. Yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Apothecary Diaries. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.